What up, man? I'm Bias. We checking in, man. URLTV.tv. Half a gallon Goodz versus T-Top. I kind of saved this prediction blog for the last, man. I had a hard time deciding who was going to win this battle. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Goodz recently. Obviously, I interviewed T-Top recently. And I was thinking, yo, this is probably the one battle outside of obviously Rex and Shine that I'm most intrigued about. I think this is going to be probably the closest battle on the card because I don't see anybody getting 3-0 or no shit like that. All of them come with 3 rounds. None of them really choke, you know, in battles or whatever. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be a pretty good battle. I look at T-Top, came in the game, Charlie Clips, Shotgun Suge, wasn't too crazy about. Then he ends up battling Mav and Surf, and I'm like, okay, now he's turning things around, getting rid of some of the drug talk, getting a little bit more personal. I was like, yo, T-Top, what kind of angle are you going to come at Clips with? And he was like, yo, King, I got an angle. Sometimes you just got to dig deep, King, but I found one. So I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to cook that up. We're going to see, man. We're going to definitely see how they play out. As far as Goodz, it's going to be very interesting, man. You know, I fuck with Goodz. I learned to respect them over the years. Obviously, I think when I first was a blogger, I think I did a blog called the 5 Most Overrated Battlers, and Goodz was on the list. Me and him talked about that during the Untold Truth. I learned to respect him more because I don't ever feel like he just take battles for money. And since we saw so many battlers doing it, I started to actually appreciate this nigga. The fact that he actually took battles. He didn't really duck the top niggas. He took battles that he wanted to take or whatever and wasn't really just out here check chasing. So I respect Goodz for that. I don't get too caught up in the Goodz, don't have bars and shit like that. He's not bar heavy, but, you know, he finds other ways to win. You know what I'm saying? He's in every battle, even battles you think he's going to get killed because he's battling a bar heavy conceited or the well-rounded Hollow the Dawn or all these other people, and he's still hanging in the battles, you know what I'm saying, and still finding ways to either win or make it debatable. So I see this battle being no different. When I looked at it, I kind of asked him when I last talked to him, I said, yo, last time you battled on URL, it was against Verb. You know, you had another battle versus Roan on King of the Dot, but the Verb battle on URL, it was like 2.5 years ago, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes the people, like when I came into battle rap, obviously Goodz, Midwest Miles, Tech 9, Rich Dollars, Young Ill, Hitman, those were the fan favorites. That was a long time ago. I was blogging in 2012, you know what I'm saying? When you fast forward to now, a lot of those battle rappers aren't even really active like that anymore. And the fans that were big fans of them, they actually stopped watching battles. I talk to niggas all the time that actually knew me when I first started blogging. They have to get updates on what's going on in battle rap through me because as the old cats fell off, they actually fell out of love with battle rap and started watching it too. So they're not in tune with the twerks and the chesses and all these guys. They like still like the old niggas. So I was like, yo, are you worried about the new fan? You know what I'm saying? This We Go Hard crowd, this Trap House New York crowd is actually in the building now. This Gas era, this Reach era, this everything. Do you feel like you can still control the room like you've been knowing, you know, accustomed to? And he said, yo, it doesn't really matter who you put in that crowd. I'm gonna control the room. And I said, say no more. You know what I'm saying? Say no more. So he obviously isn't worried about that. And actually talking to him helped me get a little bit of perspective on what I think about this battle. Then we had the Hot 97 little freestyle / face off that these two had, and it was just like, yo, Top just really blew it, bruh. He really blew it. I mean, like, out of all the people that went up there and did a freestyle, T-Top got the worst, my nigga. The only thing that saved T-Top was Dre Dennis getting killed the later that night or the next day on Nick Cannon. That's the only thing that took the heat off of T-Top because he was getting it crazy on the internet as far as what was going on there. And Goodz so calmly was like, yo, I'll go first, I'll set it off, and the nigga just raps. You know what I'm saying? So effortlessly and so flawless. And then T-Top comes up there. He ain't stumbled once. He didn't stumble twice. He didn't stumble, nigga, 5 stumbles, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to run it back and shit like that. Like, it was definitely a bad look. I'm not gonna say it has anything to do with his battle because he normally doesn't choke in a battle. So I'm not gonna have like, oh, he just gonna get up there and start choking now. But the slightest little bit of stumble, niggas gonna be running with that shit. When I look at this battle though, overall, I don't think Goodz is gonna change his rounds and incorporate the Hot 97 shit. I don't think that. He may have like 1 bar, but Goodz told me like he gotta go over his bars. He gotta write early. and spend the rest of the time going over his bars. So me seeing him crab a whole new round for T-Top based on the Hot 97 shit, it's not gonna happen, my nigga. So Goodz pretty much is going in there with the same material he already had. I'm leaning towards Goodz now, man. I'm definitely leaning towards Goodz. After talking to him about the crowd, I was a little bit worried because I thought, yo, I don't know if this new crowd is gonna take the Goodz. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. But he said he ain't worried about that. So if he ain't worried about that, I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely going with Goodz 2-1. Think it'll be a close battle. I think T-Top can win. I just think Goodz is probably going to win. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And one thing about angles, because T-Top told me he had an angle. Sometimes you can have an angle, but it can also be an angle that go over people's heads. It can be an angle that go over people's heads. As much as I fuck with T-Top, T-Top used that angle against Mav about the whole monetization thing. Oh, you thought Chris Unbiased was monetizing off of your untold truths. If you listen to it, it actually wasn't really it wasn't written crazy. Like, it was an angle because me and Mav had beefed, and I talked about how, you know, when Mav tried to say something about I'm making money off him with the untold truth, so who's really doing who the favor, and then I showed Mav that I really didn't make no money off his untold truth. Yeah, that was a haymaker for me. But when T-Top applied it in the battle, it didn't hit. You know?
Telling bloggers, shut the fuck up, you make them a living. But when the fans was unclear about you, they was making you vivid. So how you telling Chris Unbiased he messing up the culture? When just 1 year prior you was calling niggas begging to promote you. So I kinda got confused when you said he was a vulture, cause you the bird that was soaring with your head down and started pecking when it's over, nigga. And then you said he getting paid off his untold truth. That made us laugh, wow, because he showed they wasn't monetized. So where your facts now? And you damn near sworn your mother Unbiased was trying to cash out. I guess numbers don't lie, unless they coming from Mav's mouth.
I'm saying that sometimes you can think you got an angle so crazy, like Disaster and Arcane, T-Top with the monetization shit, but it's not written as well for it to really hit. So sometimes you can have an angle T-Top. Just don't make sure it's so deep, my nigga, that it's going overhead. So I'm going with Goodz 2-1 in this battle, man. Should be a dope battle. Probably one of the best battles on the card. Hard for me. This is like one of the first times, my nigga, I picked against T-Top because I fuck with him so much. And I'm just really happy to see his rise on URL. But Goodz my nigga, man. I think it's his time. I think he gonna show out and show up, man. Goodz 2-1. Let me know what you think. Holla at your boy.